Welcome to Armenian Nights Radio, the first and only podcast that's dedicated to Armenian humor, culture, and art. Armenian Nights is the only stand-up comedy and variety show dedicated to Armenian culture. And for the past 2 years, we've tried to bring you the best Armenian comedians, musicians, and sketch artists in the country. And this podcast is an extension of that. This month is a special month, as we all know, for Armenians. And with all the current events going on, we wanted to do a special 1-hour podcast so you can get to know everybody, get to know everybody in the group, and know who we are. Warning, there will be strong language, and we will say whatever the fuck we want to say. So without further ado, I bring to you Armenian Nights Radio.
Yeah. Roll out the carpet. Bring out the bottles. Nozzle Bravo. Mighty High.
Welcome to Armenian Nights Radio. Thank you for tuning into the very first podcast for Armenian Nights Radio. I'm sure you guys are like, what the fuck is a podcast? What the hell is a podcast? Let me just explain to you guys. A podcast essentially is an internet radio show. You can go back. It's free. That's the main important thing, that it's free. You can pause it. You can rewind it. You can listen to it whenever you want. You could be buying a BMW. You could pause it halfway through the show. Come back 2 months later when you're at the Armani Exchange t-shirt place. Press play and you're right back to the thing. So let's just get right into it. Right to my right, I have my lovely co-host, Mary Boom Boom Basmajan.
Just Mary Basmajan will do things.
That's right. No boom boom.
No boom booms.
And in the room with the rest of us is the rest of the crew, everybody else that's in the Armenian Nights crew. You can catch us each and every single month in Burbank at Flappers. You can check out tour dates. You can check out tickets at armeniannights.com, but let's just get right into it. To my left, we have the lovely Moses Sugar Shakarian.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
That's right. Moses, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us why you got into comedy, who you are, and why the fuck we should care.
Okay, I got into comedy originally about 4 years ago as a way to relieve stress from my day job, which is being a lawyer. Nice. And then I saw Michael Pashon, and I realized that I'm gonna have to pursue that. So,
you're gonna have to pursue Michael Pashon, or you're gonna have to pursue comedy?
What he meant was pursue my ass.
Yeah, I meant I'm gonna pursue Michael Pashon via comedy. I figured.
That's right.
He's pursuing my
and
ass.
it's working.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
And the Michael Pashon that he's talking about is the one and only, the Armenian assassin, Michael Passion. Michael, tell us about how you got into comedy. Why are you in comedy? Why should we care about you? Who are you? What the fuck?
Yeah, you shouldn't care about me because technically I don't care about me. How did I get into comedy? I've always been stupid as a kid. I mean, when starting off at elementary, I was bringing home bad grades because I was a class clown. So it's always just kind of been inside of me.
Bad grades or
both?
Okay.
Now you have Moses inside of you.
Yeah, exactly.
which is great. It's always a
Still
good thing.
doing dumb things.
Always a good
Oh
thing.
my god.
I hope my wife never listens to this.
She won't, don't worry. She doesn't give a fuck about you.
No one's listening. That's right. And to Michael's left is the last member and one of the most important members, because everybody's important.
Oh, shut up.
It is Armin Baba Salukian, or as we like to call him, Babalu.
What's up,
Tell
man?
us who you are, what'd you do, how'd you.
I started off as an exotic male dancer.
Okay.
And
Started off.
Yeah. So the second night, the guy was like, "Man, this isn't really for you." So,
But hilarious.
Yeah.
yeah.
So then from there he said go into comedy?
Yeah, he said, might as well
like-
try comedy. Yeah,
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
So-
because he was looking at your penis and he thought, what else is funnier? The rest of your personality. No.
Exactly.
Similar
did you
story
do
with
that?
Mary, actually. That's kind of how she got started.
Yeah,
if I'm
Mary,
not
how did you get it?
Somebody
What,
looked
that
at
she
her
has a
penis and
small
was
penis?
like, "Yeah, you should make people laugh instead."
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that far off, you guys. No, I started about 5 years ago. I live in Pasadena, so I go to Ice House a lot. And I was at a show over there, and we were coming out, and they were giving out these flyers, and it just said, like, oh, Stand-Up Academy. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So then I went to a class over there. It's Bobby Oliver's class, Stand-Up Academy, and it's really awesome.
Plug.
Yeah, right. But no, I've always like said story. Like I would go to a party, like house parties and shit, where like all the kids are like getting drunk and fucking and shit.
Right.
But like I would be over there saying like funny stories, and like there's a bunch of people. I remember one time there was like a bunch of people just sitting and listening to me at a party.
Yeah.
And then like there was like a bunch of people freaking on each other next to me, and one of the guys was like, "Can you just shut the fuck up? You guys were listening to Mary right now."
I think strangely enough, that happens at Armenian Nights comedy as
All the
well.
time.
True.
All the time.
But I think that's the common thing thing that runs between all of us. That's why we all became comics. Is that we're all
Tell
like
us
kind of
about
class
you.
clowns.
Tell us about you, Mike.
I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
I started out my career as a male
member?
exotic dancer. Then I became a lawyer. Then I was at Ice House. Then I was
Were
a
you ever
class
at the
clown.
Americana? Were you at the Americana too?
I was at it's Americana.
Were you going to those
Americana.
the fucking parties as
I
well?
was going to the fucking parties, and no, same kind of thing. I've always been a class clown. I've always been talking shit. I've always wanted attention. I've always felt like saying something funny and getting someone's attention was the only way that I would get it. So I'd seek it so much. So as you get older, you just kind of do that, and then same thing. We all kind of watched stand up and shit. So
Also, nobody's ever paying attention to us.
ever.
That's
why
That's
we're
why
always
we're doing this.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this now. Right now,
it
we
is.
want people's
Exactly.
attention.
We're pretending there's an audience.
Yeah. Technically, there's no audience right now.
We are the audience.
are the
Well,
audience.
actually, she's the audience.
And you know
Yeah.
what? I want my fucking subscription back. I don't want it to.
I have
I'm
an
glad
idea.
you didn't say
I have an idea.
prescription
If
like
we-
most Armenians.
If we start charging for the
Right.
podcast,
Right.
and then we say we have an illegal download, I bet you it'll start downloading a lot faster.
Spoken
Yeah.
like a true Armo.
Right.
Well, tell them it's
So tell them
$9.99.
it's actually. Here's the thing: you got to tell them it's $9.99.
Yeah.
Then tell them,
And then
here's how
somebody-
we can get
yeah.
it for you on the low.
You know this is being recorded as we speak, though, so I don't know what's. But
It's okay. We're
We'll
only
still do it. We'll
we're
still
only
do it.
scamming ourselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. Should we talk about the current events that are going on right now? Who's more versed on it out of all of us right now? Because I'm sure some of us know some of the facts, some of us don't know all the facts.
Since Mary here likes to
Be
express herself on Facebook, let's have her start.
Have you seen my Facebook
I
on
have,
this subject
absolutely.
matter?
I have.
Wow.
Really?
I have.
'Cause I
Hostilities
haven't.
right off the bat. I feel
No,
it.
what I don't know much about it, but what I do know about it is that the same thing happened back in '94, and this is the most fire that they've seen. Not the first time that they're fighting, because there's been like little fights here and there. Just in
Right.
2015, there was like about 4 or 5 stories on the border of. I see. It's the names even get me. Some people call it Artsakh because they don't want to call it Karabakh.
Right.
Right.
But it was on the border of like Karabakh and Armenia. So there's always been some kind of little fights here and there, like a little bit of fires back and forth, but not as big as what's going on right now. And Serge from System of a Down actually posted a lot of really political, good, and insightful things about this, about why this happened and who attacked who. Right now, they're just playing tag, too. They're saying, I didn't attack, they attacked. But what I do know is that a lot of young men are dying for old men's problems.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that.
That's
Well, I mean-
that's where the real problem is. I mean,
Yeah.
when you really look at it, I think what frustrates me the most about this whole situation is we're just a proxy war.
Right.
We're just a war so that two huge nations can prove to each other how much power they have
Right.
with one another.
And remind the audience,
specifically-
you were in the military.
Yeah, I was in the military
You
myself.
served
I
in the
served.
military,
I
right.
served. But when you look at what's really going on, Russia is playing games.
Yeah.
America's playing games with one another, and we're in the middle of it. We're pawns in this.
Right.
So that one can show. The power, the oil that's occurring over there, and who's
think
going
that's the key
to
word.
control the next 10 to 15 years
Yeah.
of the oil structure that's occurring there. And we are the pawns, and this always happens every time. Like we bleed, and then other nations get rich. So
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about this forever.
Well, that's exactly
Yeah.
what we're here to do, is to talk about it.
Well,
So-
Passion should talk about it, too. Passion's pretty passionate about it. He's always really,
I want to know what really happened. I bet you that some Armenian guy got crazy and started cussing somebody else out, and that's
like right on the
that's
border.
pretty- yeah, he probably just stood at the border and said "Molot kunem."
That was it. That was it.
That's really what happened.
That set off the whole
I mean, if you,
Do you remember?
geopolitical war that's happening is all
Yeah.
because of one
It's-
Armo
it
that
sucks.
just like waved his fist.
It's
at
not
me.
funny.
That's what happened with that lifeguard. They like he
That's
was,
what I was about
you
to
know,
say, the
lifeguard.
disrespectful,
We're
but that
Armenians.
one word just sets it up.
Sets it
You
up.
know?
it all depends on what you say. It takes one word. Matter of fact, sometimes it just takes a certain look, and
Yeah.
and,
Yep.
and it's
That's it.
on,
Someone threw a sandal.
and it's on.
Yeah, that's it. Someone threw a song down.
What did you
Or
say
like,
to my cow?
Something disrespectful was said to some goat.
Yeah,
You called
I'm
him like
gonna
a shoe.
go fuck your mother.
Ay,
and then-
choban.
No,
What?
but I did hear that the Armenian soldiers they cook chorovads, pork,
Right.
and make sure the smell of it goes to the Azeris. Cause
How do they make sure the smell goes
I don't
there?
know. This is
They
the whole
got
thing.
fans
They got
and
fans.
shit.
Go
Take carpets.
They're like they're commanding the
asking the
smoke
right
to go in that
Because you know
direction.
they don't eat pork.
I
or
don't.
whatever,
I don't
right?
think we're. I don't think we're ready for war. I hope it never comes because
Yeah.
I saw this picture on Facebook. of this Armenian man dressed in his whole soldier gear,
Right.
and he was like 390 pounds.
I think I saw the
all the
same video.
soldiers have
And
gray
at the
hair.
bottom it said he's ready to go. I hope he doesn't go through trenches or anything small because he's not going to go anywhere.
Well, that's the thing. Have you seen the video of like the older, like they look like 50, 60-year-old Armenian dudes with like big beer bellies. They have coffee and they have the jackets and they're singing songs and they're dancing. They have like their AKs on and everything and they're ready to go. I don't think those Armenians. See, here's the thing: we're not a military culture. We're an
all.
artistic
We
culture.
have none of that.
We're a culture that, like,
We build churches.
right, exactly.
Yeah, but think about
so
as
just the idea of them standing around dancing right before they're about to go to war just shows you maybe they're like,
But think about as the enemy standpoint. You're sitting there and there's a bus full of overweight dudes singing and laughing to their death. Literally, you got to be like, man, maybe we shouldn't fuck with these insane people.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually,
That's very true.
They bombed a bus. And,
did, yeah.
and they killed people that were in there. They were on their way. They were volunteer soldiers. Yeah. So it was the people that had, and it's like older men, like you said, it's older men that fought in the 94 in the 90s
Right.
are coming back and doing and going at it again. And it's funny that you say that Armenia is not like a fighting or war
Culture.
type of culture.
Yeah, we're not.
But a lot of the
Fighting,
posts that
yes,
I keep
war, no.
seeing.
Right,
Yeah,
we're not a
true.
militaristic
But-
culture. Is what I'm trying to say. We're an artistic culture.
We'll fight at the drop of a
Yeah,
hat.
but that's what I'm. Yeah,
As far as war is concerned, we're not. I mean, we're not able to not fight. We're just not ready. I don't think.
well,
Financially,
nobody's.
maybe not.
It's not the question of whether we will fight or not.
Well, the will is there. They'll fight because they want to. I mean,
Right.
we've just been born fighters. We'll fight.
Right.
We'll fight without weapons. Just as,
So you're saying that-
speaking ready-wise, I don't think, like Mary said, financially, I don't think the training is there, even though that they express it.
The training might be there, the financially might not be there, but what is there is the years and years and generation after generation
Right.
of pride that is instilled in
Yeah.
us to have this. And I saw this post with like a fighting lion heart type of situation, and that's how Armenians see themselves. Like ինչքան էլ փող չունենանք, մենք էլի պիտի կռվենք, էդի like
Right,
heart
right.
չի.
Right.
Yeah, there
You know
was
what I mean?
there was an old man who said, they asked him, "What are you going to do when you go over there?" And he said, "Well, even if I just catch a bullet for one of the younger
did something.
ones to live,
Yeah.
so that they can continue the
Yeah.
fight, I'm willing to do that," which is incredible.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. But on a bigger note, I had watched, and I posted this on your wall, I had watched this speech at the Library of Congress by the Armenian DNA Project. And they said that basically going back into our ancestry through blood research and DNA research, they found that Azeris, Armenians, and Turkish people we're all from the same ancestral people.
Right.
We're
From
all
the same region,
We're
from the
actually
same
all,
spot.
no, not the same region, the same DNA.
Yeah.
And so essentially we're all the same people. And what happens when religion and politics and border drawing comes into it is this separation.
Yes.
And because of the
Precisely.
separation, we want
And
to fight
religion,
each
too.
other.
That's the
and
other big thing,
religion,
too.
yeah, religion
Religion is
and
huge.
politics. I mean, look, the only difference really between our cultures is what we believe in as a god.
Right.
I mean, Muslim people, Turkish people, and Armenian people, Israelis and Armenian people, our culture
Right.
culturally is, I mean, very,
Yeah, if
very
you take out the
similar.
religious component of it
Yeah.
all, then what's left over is a bunch of people who are essentially the same.
Yeah.
Who are just
fighting
separated.
over whose God is right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just, it's sad. Or an imaginary line that we're calling one thing versus another thing.
Yeah.
And there's really no point in all the violence,
Right.
in my opinion. And it bothers me that that violence is now glorified and it's
Right.
made into some kind of martyr thing, because I do feel that, of course, people are going to get angry and they're going to seek vengeance when they see their families hurt in front of
Right.
them. There's no question. But I think on a political scale, the people that are in charge can do a whole lot more than just sit back and let these people kill each other.
Yeah. Do you guys?
My only concern is manpower, because to be honest,
There really isn't. That's the thing.
there
That's
is
the
no
problem.
manpower. So
Right.
even if you are ready, there's only so
Right.
much you could do. Number one, number two. I mean, most of us. How many Armenians? How many Armenians do we have in Armenia now? Nobody even knows.
Like one
There's
point-
like 2.7 or something
Yeah,
like that.
2.7.
It's under 3 million
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, there's under 3 million.
The last 5 million are in Glendale. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
there's really no Armenia left.
Well, even just in that
unfortunately.
spot, that's
So-
highly contested, the Qarabağ area, there isn't a lot of population in that big of a land. Like, so, per area there. And you brought up a point. The thing I want to ask is going back to things that you read, things that we read. How much are we going to trust? of the information that's coming out, and how much do we know even that's real or even that's like
you guys. What I'm trying to explain is this is never going. There is going to be no war, even if we're prepared for it or not. This is just a proxy war set up so that we can it's like a stage play. Even Armenia hasn't recognized Karabakh as an independent state. You guys know that because they legally can't.
Yeah,
and so it stays that way so that there's this leverage that Turkey could play against Azerbaijan and against the West and say, look, the Russians.
Whatever happened to that song? I mean, we used to sing that all the time growing
They
up.
didn't remember the second part. That's the most key part of that song.
Mo likes that.
The second part. Khalid
Whose Khalid was it again?
It's yours.
Oh, no, your dad's a little too old, bro, but thanks.
Okay.
But, I mean, look, go ahead, Mary.
Yeah.
I completely agree with Armen that it is a proxy war, but my concerns is how to relay this to the people of Armenia or even the people of Azerbaijan, if you think about it.
Right.
Like, how can we get the masses to, like, realize that it's the government that are using the people and killing them? Like, I mean, I don't know how to, like, convey that, but one thing that I noticed that kind of what I've been trying to do, because I realized from past experience, like, if I voice something and I get attacked for it and I don't like that shit, so I'm just not saying shit anymore. But one thing I noticed on social media that really messed with me is that Azeri soldiers did kill an elderly couple, an Armenian elderly couple. Yeah, and when they went to go do the investigation, whatever, there was an Armenian reporter took a picture of it, full-on picture of the disturbing image of the man and wife, and like everybody's posting this and reposting the picture itself. And I had a problem with it. And I posted about it yesterday. I was like, you guys, can we at least respect the dead and not post disturbing pictures like this?
And what is their explanation for why they're doing it?
Some of them, a very good friend of mine explained to me. She says that it's very important for us to show the world what these Azeri soldiers are capable of. And also, she also brought up the argument that if it wasn't for the disturbing pictures from 1915, we wouldn't really have a case to go off either. That's like the argument that she was making.
But at that time, all there was pictures and people writing things down. So that was the only way to get information across. By comparing those two things, it's it is. I see what you're saying. But
it's like, should we share shocking images like this in order to make a point? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't think so.
Another girl wrote because somebody did say too. She's like, images like this stir up emotion, and the person's going to click on it more and they're going to learn about it more, whatever type thing. But another girl, she commented and she made a really good point. She's like, the fact that you even use these people's images to stir up emotion in itself is kind of messed up.
Yeah,
because you should be, the words, like writing an article in words itself, if placed correctly, can like stir up the emotions that it needs to be stirred up.
I agree and I disagree. I think an image like that would incite anger and violence, clearly. But I also think that the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Right,
and when if you show a picture of what happened to the Jewish people in the Holocaust, it hits a lot more than reading about it in a book.
Yeah, but I don't want my relatives' pictures going around social media.
And
like
that's totally different. But if
imagine that. Imagine
if those
if it was your
people were.
relatives.
But I also feel that the people, whoever that unfortunate incident happened to, and those pictures, I bet their family probably is okay with it because it's inciting some kind of
I don't think their
response.
family understands social media and
maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying like it's in an area where clearly it's not
There's
like
no computers and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. This whole thing is just an oil war because it's a pipeline that's coming from that area going right through Syria, going through Turkey, and supplying Europe with oil. So they just want some sort of I think that's what it is they're trying to pin the West towards Azerbaijan, and then they're going to say Russia is going to go towards Armenia, and that's going to cause, and that's why Russia is in Syria, because it's just they just want to get in on it, because all of the oil companies, like that article that you sent me today, that there's all of the oil companies benefit from having a pipeline that starts from Azerbaijan, going all the way through Turkey and going into Europe. So it's in their best interest to do that.
And they have it, and it avoids, it bypasses Armenia.
Right, and what happens is innocent people like this get caught in it, people die, then all of this conflict and I think it's this and I think that all these things happen and no one's really even paying attention to the thing that's really happening, and under the table they're just getting a bunch of money. So here we are going, no, it's Christians, it's Muslims, it's Azerbaijanis, it's this and that. We're caught in the bullshit that they're purporting.
As, you know, even going back to when Armenia was a huge kingdom, it's always been a place of conflict. It's always had people coming in and conquering it. Huge. It's always had people going through it.
The Silk Road.
Yes, the Silk Road, exactly. And so it's
the advantage of it being in a mountainous area and overlooking, you know.
But here's my takeaway from it at the very end of the day is after all this time, we're still here.
Yeah.
And so there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think that's the sentiment behind what Michael is saying, is that the will is always there. We're always willing and ready to fight, is because we have this sort of thing that's
survival instinct.
Yeah, it's like in our DNA.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is why people are saying that we are fighters, because we're still around after all this time and we're one of the older things. But what I want to kind of get into as well, that we had on our little program, is how effective do you guys think the marches are for the genocide recognition marches in Hollywood? Or there's not Fresno, Montebello has the place that I used to go out to as a kid. I remember doing that every year.
I think it's a great place to go see pretty Armenian girls.
Yeah.
And dressed in their nicest clothes. And see the nicest cars.
You can't say that, Armin.
And I
that's
love
so shocking.
And I love the nice motorcycles.
You're against marching?
I'm not against marching. I did not say I'm against it. That's not what I said.
How many times have you marched?
I was actually one of the very first ones that marched in, like, I'm going to date myself.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. But I've been marching.
64?
Yeah, 1965.
Since the genocide.
How about you? How many times have you marched?
I'm marching every year.
I've marched.
I march every year.
I've marched twice.
Okay, let's just
I've
call
been-
it what it is. All right, how big is your dick?
Yeah. No.
Are you talking to Mary?
I know how big Mary's
No,
dick
no,
is.
no, no, no.
We
I know how
wanted
big
to-
your dick is.
I
too.
want to know. I want to know everybody's opinions on what.
I didn't get that. Why do you?
Excuse me. Can I answer this? I need.
I just want to know why he asked about dicks. Like, we're talking about the march.
How many marches have you been on? How many marches have you been on?
No, I just want to know, because if he asked, then
It's
he clearly
important.
has
I
an
think it's
answer to
important.
why he's asking.
Yes.
So I want to know what his answer is to why you're asking him.
First of all, if you need to know what my penis size is, you need to call my wife, because she took that when we got married.
It's in her
Guys,
purse.
this is not Donald Trump.
Second
we don't
of
need to
all-
talk about dick size.
Yeah, we're not Donald Trump.
Thank you.
Wait, we're
I
not?
think, I've been marching. I've marched 3 times or 4 times, and the last year was the biggest one. We all went together, and then we kind of dispersed a little bit, but I stayed till the end with Moses as my feet were bleeding. No, it was like 7-mile march, you guys. It was crazy.
What was the final number? I'm sorry.
160,000.
It was like, I remember it was reported it was like
130.
50,
I want to talk to
160.
whoever is counting.
Next year it's going to be 180.
Why?
And then
Because I just want to speak to the guy who's actually sitting there and counting. Because
you
I can
think
guarantee you
it was more?
that is not the exact number.
Was it more or less, you think?
I don't know. All I can tell you is our people exaggerate.
next year it's
So
going
what
to
do
be...
you? So Mary,
listen to me, bro. 50 million people on Sunset Boulevard. 7 a.m. Ahmed. You should have seen it. No parking. But I found a place.
There's only 250,000 Armenians in Southern California.
Yeah.
Next year they're going to be like, there was 280,000
couldn't believe it. What are your thoughts on it?
I think it does work.
Yeah.
Yes, it
because
does.
it brought media attention to it, and it got it out
Yes, it
there
does.
Yes.
more than just
For
you
1
know-
year.
Yeah, for 1 year.
Yeah, me
For the
personally,
100th.
I've always been the school of logic that it's pointless. And it's pointless because I feel like, and hear me out.
Okay,
I
yeah,
feel
I'd like to hear this.
I feel like it's pointless because instead of walking around and trying to get recognition for something that obviously you're not going to get recognition for, the thing to do to try and build up the culture and build up the people is to give back and do something in that manner. And I think I have a problem with people walking around and saying, April 24th, don't never forget, never forget, never forget. It's April 25th and they've already forgotten.
Exactly.
And the thing is that I have a problem with people walking around and using it like a badge of, look, here's what I believe in and here's what I do. I think it's pointless in the sense that marching really isn't going to do. Marching is going to get everybody together. It is a good way to get everybody to hear about the cause on like the 100th year or like some sort of like an anniversary or something. But by going every year and doing it, I just have a problem with that because I think half of the people that are doing it aren't that passionate about it as like, oh, I'm just going to march and I'm just so Pajkot Michevich and this and that. I just think there's a lot more things you can do.
Yes.
And there's a lot different ways that you can express what you want to get across by doing that, by doing other things.
I feel like you can't, that's true, but you can't take away the effect that the marching does have.
No, it's true.
But I so agree with you. I feel like people forget, it'll be June and we'll sit there and have a conversation. They forget really what they're doing. And I know you're someone that can actually say that. You're one of those people that is doing ANC, Armenian Nights comedy, and you're giving back to the community. You're bringing Hayastansis, Beirutsis, and Baskahais together.
Right, we all are.
I know you keep saying we, but you're the one who started the whole thing.
Who the hell is a Beirutsi?
What the hell is a Beirutsi?
Which one is the boss guy
we're
here?
not having that.
We don't want boss guys here.
Real quick on the marching thing, I just had to say that I've marched for multiple causes in my life.
Right.
Within the last 10 years, I've seen gay rights explode, and I do think that the marches help, and I think it has an effect.
I could see where you're coming from with that.
Because
that doesn't make sense.
in California, when I marched in the No 8 campaign before, when it was illegal to get married in California through that, and it worked, man. A short time later, it's in the Supreme Court, and all 50 states can do it. I do understand your point, and I do understand that people use it as kind of like a badge of honor, and they use it as a way to make themselves feel better.
Right.
And I think that's kind of shitty. But the actual effectiveness of the marches, Black civil rights, all those rights came from that type of protest.
What's come from our marches so far?
Can I say something?
I think last year it helped a lot.
Can I?
Go ahead.
Okay, so can I say something?
Go ahead.
Because you're
I'm sorry, no.
This is how they treat me because I'm a woman.
It's because I was going to say that.
You're a woman?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a surprise to me too.
I love you.
Hubba.
I thought Armand was.
Honestly, I feel like I understand what you're saying, and I've heard people make that argument about the marches before as well. But to tell you the truth, last year when I did the march, even though it was like insane and there were so many people around, I just being there and feeling that and having all these people there for the same reasons was an amazing thing that I can forever say that was I experienced that. I was there and I experienced that feeling, and I don't feel that way too often with Armenian people, because I feel like we are kind of branched out, with the whole Beirutsi, Baskahai.
What is a Beirutsi?
Shut up. With Tashnak Chutun, Hunchak Chutun. So we have that separation type thing. But I remember my old Armenian teacher, she said this thing once. She was like, if you take a straw broom apart, it's useless. They all have to come together for it to work, right?
God, I love Armenian sayings.
Shut up.
You could get into that.
If you take straw broom apart, no country.
Mikey, what's your opinion?
I actually have a lot to say, because first of all, the reason why I don't march is because if I end up going there, I have to say hello to 100,000 people that I know.
Plug.
So it's going to take me half a day just to hug and kiss people.
Okay.
Second of all, I honestly believe that we need to do this because I think it makes people feel better about the
events and everything that happen.
The whole events, because
part of the healing
it kind of
process.
does. It's definitely the healing process. And if we just do nothing, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
we have to hold our name, and we have to basically just live with what we went through and who we are. Here's the problem: is the juveniles, the kids that don't really understand.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Give
part
people,
of it.
the non-Armenians, a bad rep. Right, because
that's
for
what I'm saying.
example,
The
if you have
flag on the car,
if you have an American,
and
and we deal with that at work all the time.
Right.
We have to hire extra security personnel,
right,
because we don't want juveniles blasting their music with flags and driving around.
Right.
So that's the issue. But we do need it. I believe that 100%. We need.
I agree with you 1,000%.
The world needs to know, what we've been through, and especially when they're still denying it.
Yeah,
that's what hurts. So until somebody recognizes it and says sorry, then we're basically just going to continue.
But and look, I think the picture thing relates to that too, that we were talking about earlier. When you show the pictures of what happened, emotion. Not only that, but it brings a sense of realism to it that hearing about it or reading about it doesn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, lastly, our people are hypocritical.
Absolutely.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying.
That's not true.
We'll get out there. The hypocritical portion of it is the problem that I have with it. And like you said, the component of the young people. Growing up, we all remember the kids in high school that were just so like doing that same thing, like putting the flags on their car.
Yeah, we're
being
united.
super
Douche
annoying and this
factor.
and that. We're united,
Yes.
and then we're not.
We're
That's the-
united, yeah, and then we're united, and as they're walking by, did you look at my girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly. They do
Meet
everything-
me behind the tree.
Yeah.
And it's like you're talking about,
Unity.
Turkey like hurting you and doing this and that,
Exactly.
and you're ready to fight with your own kind. So, and I mean, I have so much to say. I have a friend who went to Turkey. He just went to, he's got a business, right? He went to Turkey, and he's not Armenian, he's Romanian. He went to Turkey and came back, and when I asked him how his experience was, the first thing he said was, they have more Armenians in Turkey than here.
Right.
And my eyes like literally were like, they just blew up. I'm like, what? He
They
goes,
literally
yeah,
blew up.
there are Armenians in Turkey that live a better life than Armenians in Armenia, and Armenians have Turkish best friends.
Right.
So what I'm getting to is, let's be careful with what we wish for, and let's understand the facts and not act like we're fucking, I don't know what we are, because we're not. Okay.
That's exactly.
If you
Man,
talk to
yes,
Armenians
yes.
individually, nobody really cares, even though they say they do, because
It's not
life
about-
goes on.
Because it's not about hating Turkish
It's not
people.
about hating people in general.
Or at all. It's
Right.
just
but
about
if you talk
recognition.
to an Armenian,
Right.
they'll say "fuck Turkish people."
But that's-
but they're
but
just
that's
saying
wrong.
it exactly.
They're just saying it because it's like Armenian guys saying I never eat pussy, and then when the doors close, they eat
pussy.
it better than
And
lesbians.
That's exactly my point.
That's
my
not
point
true.
is-
Sorry, that's not true.
You're gay. You wouldn't know.
No, I think I've had my pussy
You mean
eaten
the
better
penis?
by a lesbian.
No, you have not.
I have.
I don't want to see this because I still don't believe you're gay.
No, but I mean, look.
you get
here's
my
the thing.
point. You get my
Yeah,
point.
I get your point. But the other point is also, if you just keep, I'm not saying forget about trying to get recognition for it, but if you just keep holding on to negative things, then you're going to be a prisoner of that negative thing.
I get that.
If you just walk around going, man, I just want recognition, and I just victim mentality, stomping your feet, going fuck Turkish people, and then turn around doing all that shit.
But
that's the problem that I have with Armenians. But the ones that actually realize that are like, oh, okay, there's a whole other facets of being. It's not just stomping your feet and asking for recognition. Let's do something, because that's the thing that's kept us through for the thousands and thousands of years of us being here still, is that we've all uplifted our own community and within, and we've all cared about within. And that's kind of
Here's
what
a
we're
question I
talking
have. Out of 160,000 people that apparently attended, how many of those actually care, or let's say know or are knowledgeable
I would
about
say
what actually
20%
happened?
of those people.
Yeah, that's
20%
probably a
of
good-
those people.
20% if we're lucky.
Yeah. And that's
What is that? But what is that? I mean, they're still coming to support and they know the gist of it,
See,
and they're coming to
But
support
they're
it.
supporting the idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're supporting the idea, but the facts, not knowing the facts, what actually took place. Had they known that the march would be more effective than what it is.
Maybe, but I think that ultimately, as long as they're not marching in a spirit of hate and they're only doing it to get
true.
recognition for what happened, and we deserve that.
But how long are we going to ask for it and not get it, and then realize that we're just banging our heads against the wall, and it's not really doing
I'll
anything?
say this though.
But look, I mean, you could say that about any rights
No, yeah,
movement.
I guess you're right.
You could
I
say
gu-
that
I
about
guess
any
you're right.
movement.
I take that back, but I'm saying partially the thing is like, okay, what are you going to do? You're just going to...
And as far as like doing
just-
something without knowing, sorry, Armin, go.
Oh,
I just wanted to
You've been
point
trying
out
to
that
talk.
two guys
It's
are
okay.
holding hands in here.
No,
the
but
gay one is not
okay.
one of them.
all my all my Odot friends. Okay.
Right.
Straight guys do more gay shit. Go ahead, Norm.
Yes, we do. When you're married, you do the gayest shit ever. No, but all my Odot friends that were driving in LA during the march last year, all of them complained. Okay, because what it
Right.
did is cause a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
why.
They're like, man, I didn't make it on my audition
That's
on
the one
time.
thing that their
man,
complaint
fuck your
is.
people. Man, I fucking hate them. I didn't make it. I was late.
Oh.
I missed my
And
lunch.
those aren't the
And-
cars.
But let me tell you something.
Those are our noses.
That was the nose.
You're an idiot.
But the one thing though, no matter how much they complain, they're like, man, yeah. So what is what?
Yeah, what's
so
going
I did
on
my
with that? What
research
is
on
that?
that. I found out and I googled. I'm like, America really backs that up, and it's like, and they do their research and they find out. And
Yeah.
so at least like 6 of the old daughters I know, I don't have to sit there and waste my time explaining to them the whole story of the genocide because they did their research.
Yeah.
They
Right. 'Cause
took the
that's an
time.
epic
And
waste
that-
of time.
For me, that's what I've spent my whole life. Like, it's not a waste of time, but I'm saying it's like it's nice to be able to walk into a room and the person in front of you already knows.
And you don't have to
your
kinda
Armenian
explain
history.
yourself.
But
And-
that shows that it's effective.
Yeah, that's
why
what
I
he's
think
saying.
the
That's the
marching,
point that he's
that's
making.
the only effective part.
Yeah.
Now, what you guys are talking about is the major douche factor that
Right.
exists in our
It's
culture.
the problem with the people at the march.
That's
And you
the
know,
problem.
you know what's funny
That's
is
the
when I
problem.
was
Yeah.
leaving the march, it was
That's
the
the
funniest
issue.
thing. I'm leaving the march and I'm walking to my car, and I passed 2 black dudes to my right, and they'd seen a bunch of people leaving and everything. I swear to God, verbatim, the black guy goes, "Man, I wish black people had a day where we can all fucking walk and shit." And his friend goes, "Man, it's called Martin Luther King Day, stupid." And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, that's right." He's like, "I wish there was a day where all black people could get together and march about something."
What on earth would you march about?
It's called the '60s, motherfucker. But yeah, that's the thing. It brings people to know about it.
That guy was high as shit.
Yeah. He was.
Sure.
Or not black.
But I think our people.
He was actually
Panamanian.
Like, what am I? God damn it! What am I? What the fuck am I?
But I think our people like commit to doing shit without knowing about it too
Yes,
often as well.
exactly.
Like Armenian guys that be getting Bible quotes and like crosses tattooed on their bodies. Like, when was the last time you went to church?
God,
though?
I know. Seriously,
I
that's
got
the thing.
Look, I'm gonna call a friend out, dude. I got a friend.
Hypocrites.
He's got a tattoo on his chest. It says Armenian. It says Armenian for life.
For life.
No
like,
shit.
who's questioning it that you have to put it for
Like
life?
I
though?
was thinking, I wanted to.
Oh, dude.
There was a time I want to change to like be a Filipino.
Be like, yeah. Man, Armenian for about 75% of my life.
Dude, I couldn't handle it. I'd make fun of him, and he couldn't understand. He doesn't. He's
You just get mad.
He's not. No, he's not getting it. He's
Only
like,
God can judge me, dude. Then you go turn around judging other fucking people, dude.
no, it's always
You have hypocritic
Armenian for
tattoos.
I don't think he
Armenian for
realized.
life.
I don't think he realizes
And then
there's not
trust
much you
no
can
one.
do.
Oh, I had a friend.
I wish.
I had a friend that had a
He really has no choice.
100% green eyes. I don't know if
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
really?
yes.
100%.
Really?
It's
No, there's a
100%.
little brown.
I
in
may
there.
be bullshitting a little bit, but some of it, part of it was true.
It would have been better if he just tattooed neck on his neck.
Why? So he knows that's his neck?
So he can exactly because
No, or just
I
put
don't think
bro
he-
on your neck and then just point to it when someone like,
or just
bro.
yeah.
Just point to it.
Or jobless.
If you-
Whatever.
So in conclusion, we have a problem with the douchebag factor that's happening at the march.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
there's a little protest going on right now as we speak in Glendale.
there
This
is.
one is.
See, now-
This one is important. This
I
one
agree
is good.
with this.
I like this one.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
So,
A lot. Yeah.
I do agree
Where is
with
that,
doing
Mary?
this
Where
to
is that
get.
located?
It's in Glendale. Where else? do you think
Glendale.
it is? It's right in front of the Cheesecake
At
Factory, Michael. You're
Armenian
needed there.
Isn't that
It's
outside of Phoenicia?
Yes.
No, it's at the
It's
Armenian
outside.
Embassy.
It's right
across
outside.
the street
By the
from
way, Phoenicia, where we just did an cancer benefit. It's part of
sold-out
Armenian
show.
Nights Cruise, sold out show.
Sold out.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, as much as we're joking around, we actually do things to try and give back and just to kind of pat our own backs.
I'm not giving shit back. 'cause
Nope,
I
I'm
barely
keeping
get shit
everything.
myself.
Guys, do you know how much
Trying
we're
to buy
doing for
that
the
Lambo.
community?
If I buy a T-shirt, my friend, I will not give it to you. I need to wear this T-shirt.
I like what Armin was saying about how when you're dealing with an Armenian, you have to know that they're asking for a lot coming into it, so you have to like kind of lessen the blow. Like we used to do that. I'll give you an example. We used to do that at the dealership that I used to work at. I used to work at a RV dealership. So when Armenians would come in, if the price was like $49.99.99, we'd raise it to like $62.99.99, knowing this guy's gonna fucking haggle us down for an hour just to get to $49 where we wanted to be at. Then when we win a little bit, he's gonna feel like it said $65.99. I got it for 10 G's. He's like, I just haggled him $50,000. He's like, no, they just went up 50 grand because you're an Armo and they know you're coming. That's why.
So you just basically confessed to fucking your own people.
I didn't do it because I was.
You just said you
Yeah,
fuck
you
you
did.
asshole.
Yeah, because we never do that.
Yeah,
we never do that.
No,
Like you don't want to hem up some
No, but
Armenian
you
kid that's like,
Like I
writing
did,
his
yeah,
thing.
right.
But if you got to sell
Americana.
something at $50,000, you got to sell it for $50,000. I mean, come on.
right?
I mean, you got to hit your. You
No,
gotta,
discount.
The question I have is, what kind of Armenian wants an RV? Is the kind of Armenian I'd like to fucking meet? Because
Well,
you
it's
don't see Gurgen and David and
This is
Arman
definitely
on
not-
the fucking Glen Oaks
Yeah.
with an RV going.
But he's
Look
also-
at my moving house, bitches. You know,
Once we tell them that you can drink in it while it's moving, that's when they're like,
And you
"You're
know they'll still
kidding
put
me."
a Mercedes emblem on the front of
Oh
that
yeah.
bitch.
Does Mercedes make an RV?
RV AMG package.
don't have enough
RV.
room in the front to put a whole bunch of decals on it.
Yeah.
When I was younger, my grandma, this is what she would do. You know, like at Vaughn's or wherever, they have those things that go on sale, and there'd be a limit, like Butter's on sale for 99 cents,
Right.
limit 3.
Buttholes? What'd you just say?
Buttholes? Yeah, Buttholes on sale.
Buttholes on sale?
Yeah, yeah, Karak.
Oh, butter.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
butter.
Butter. Look, your tongue.
Sorry, I'll make it
Yeah, do it. Make that thing
softer
you do.
for you.
Make it mermaidy for me. Make it mermaidy.
But no, she would take all of the grandchildren, and then there'd be like a bunch of 7-year-olds buying 3 sticks of butter each in each aisle throughout the grocery store. We'll find a way. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let me go around the room. I've got an interesting game that I want to play.
I have it now.
What, you
this
have
is
it?
mine.
I'm a
gonna
married
read
man.
this
I don't
one.
play games.
Okay, go ahead.
So-
Mary has Mary's got the conches over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conscious
So
over
we did the divorce video with me and Michael Passion, and I was playing the wife.
Yes.
And I was
And
playing the husband.
the Persian husband.
Persian.
And this was posted on Armenians of Glendale. Initially, when Gregorian asked us to look for comments, I wasn't comfortable with it because I usually just curl up in a ball and cry myself to sleep when I read these comments. But
Do you actually do that?
no, I masturbate and smoke weed and fall
Okay,
asleep.
good. I needed,
Which is what all of us do.
we needed to clear the air on that one because
Yeah.
if our
That's
why we're
haters,
so-
if our
But
haters
this is-
actually believe that, we'd be in
Okay,
trouble.
but this is I'm kind of I'm a little I don't know if he's talking shit about me or not. Maybe you guys can clear it. His name is Arman Arutunyan.
Ooh.
By name, she's
Just
calling
right
you
there
out.
on blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a
Come out.
shit. I don't give a shit. It's
What's
on
up, dude?
Facebook. It's on Facebook.
It's on
Come on.
Facebook.
Meet us at Maple Park if you don't like it.
No,
No,
it's
let her
not-
let her finish.
Thank
Let
you.
her finish.
Thank
Let
you.
her finish.
It says, sometimes when I see something funny online, I blow a burst of air out of my nose, indicating that I enjoyed this particular video, meme, picture,
Like that.
or what have you. This video did not cause me to blow a burst of air out of my nose. With that said, I would like to shout out the large woman in this video for coming a long way from her days on Instagram.
Coming a long ways.
Coming a long way on her days of Instagram. Hard work pays off. Thank you for setting an example for all of us. You truly know how to reach your target audience, even if they are a bunch of bumbling simpletons.
Okay,
I would like to
is
respond
that-
to this man.
Go ahead.
I'm going to respond to
Go
him.
ahead.
And I am going to tell, I'm going to
Are
say.
you doing it
Wait a
right
minute.
now?
Before
I
you,
am.
before
On
you do
air.
that,
Before we do that, let's
before you
analyze
do-
this guy
before
for a
you
second.
do that,
This guy is an this guy. This is a compliment. This
Yeah,
is
exactly.
a compliment.
This is
No, this is the
definitely-
guy. This is that guy. This is like the biggest nerd.
No,
This
but
is
is
the-
this
this
a
is the
thinly
nerdiest
veiled
compliment ever.
compliment
It's-
slash
it's-
backhanded?
Yeah.
Like
I
didn't see
I'm
any
saying something-
backhanded.
No, that the comment I'm saying.
It was
No.
it was
It has that
actually
tone.
it was basically he didn't find the video funny, but he's still giving Mary props.
No,
That's
exactly.
no,
For being a
no,
large
no. It's an
woman.
insult.
Yeah.
Thank
How
you.
is that an insult?
Oh, it's an
No,
insult
it's
for
an
sure.
insult.
But you
Okay.
take everything as an insult.
Okay.
No, not at all. He's saying good job. You've come a long way because you pandered to idiots.
No,
Yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
think,
he's saying.
I don't think he's saying.
No, we
Read
do
it,
pander
yes.
to idiots.
That is so.
Touche.
That is.
Why are you
that's
giving
not
our secrets
fair.
away, Armin? You're giving our secrets away. No. Okay, wait, no, go ahead, Mary. If you
not
have a
pandering.
response.
Nothing. I was just gonna respond like, "Well, hey, man, thanks a lot." I mean, he could have tagged me. He didn't, which proves he's a bitch. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. Hey, Arman Arutunian. I'm
up,
just
Arman?
playing. Yeah, I'm just playing with you. I don't give a shit. I went on your profile. You seem like a cool cat. I don't give a fuck. But Mufses has some great comments. He wanted to.
Oh no. We're I wanted to go around the room, and then we're gonna do. The reason why Mary's talking about that is because we're actually gonna do a segment, a comedy segment, where we're all going to go ahead and pick our favorite YouTube comments and read back our favorite YouTube comments.
Yes.
But I have a little game that we're gonna play. We're gonna go around the room. I'm gonna ask Moses, what is the most Armoist thing you've ever done in your life?
Oh wow.
I don't think.
And everyone else, get ready. That's gonna be the question.
Has
that we're all
one.
gonna ask
Shit.
him.
Wow.
I don't think he has one.
I mean, getting into a fight, insurance fraud.
Yeah, go in that direction. What's the most that you're embarrassed of?
my god.
Yeah, I think those would be the top two. That would be the top two.
Insurance fraud?
And yeah, I'm kidding. I'm not done insurance fraud this year. I think getting into a fight over nothing, as we've witnessed recently, that's pretty Armo.
I don't think that was over nothing on your end.
On my end, it wasn't
Those
over
stupid
nothing.
fucks.
That guy was.
But yeah, you did. That's right. You had a
Fucking
fight
stupid.
with an Armo at an Armo event.
At
That's
our
the most
fucking
and
event.
That is the most Armo thing you could do.
Basically,
Yeah,
the
that is
same
like
thing.
a-
The
yeah.
same thing that happens
Good-
on
good for
April
you.
24th.
Yeah, I
Mike-
drive a Lexus that's leased.
Okay.
That's pretty Armo.
What's the most Armoist thing you own?
Huge blue eye?
Okay. All right. Mikey, what's the most Armoist thing you've ever done?
Went to Kozanyan and bought a whole bunch of fake shoes because I needed it for a shoot. And then I actually
Okay.
ended up wearing a few of them to work.
Okay. All right. And that doubles.
But if it was truly Armo, you would have taken them back after you used them.
yeah. And that also doubles as the most Armoist thing that you own.
And obviously, yeah, I mean, I have it. I have it.
That is the
So,
most Armoist thing that you own.
Yeah, that basically works.
Babalu, I see you in deep thought because that means that you have either a lot of Armo things that you've done, and you're just rifling through them in your iOS system. You're just like,
I think
or you're really
say,
really stoned.
Or
yeah, Beirut.
What's the most Beirut thing?
Because he's not Armo, so he wouldn't.
Oh shit! I always get this because I was born here.
basturma?
Because I was born here, I'm not a real Armenian. God. So I can't really be. Yeah, God. I guess the most Armenian thing that I did was I always claim everything's invented by Armenians.
It is though.
No, but like the most thing is, you guys remember a song called "Back to the Hotel" or "Back to the Motel"?
Deep. Into Deep. Yeah, I thought they're Armos.
And I still to this day I know they're not Armos, but people say I'm like, yeah, they're Armenian.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most Armenian thing. That
Back to the hotel, bro. They didn't have enough time to put the bro part.
It's like
into
there's
it.
Wikipedia now. You can like look them up. It tells you exactly who they are.
You're absolutely right. Because growing up, we thought Bruce Lee was Armenian.
Yeah,
Basically, anyone that's great will basically just say that they're one of us.
Maximus. Everyone's like Maximus.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jackson.
Charlie Chaplin. Apparently, Charlie Chaplin is Armenian because somebody said that his grandpa or his dad was Armenian. Did you hear about
Charlie
that?
Chaplin?
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, dude,
That's oh my God! Is that
And
why
I
all
honestly-
Armos walk like they're Charlie Chaplin with their feet pointed out?
Exactly.
It's because Charlie Chaplin used to be Armenian. Is that why they do that?
Exactly.
Holy shit! We figured it out.
Evolution, man.
We figured things out here on Armenian Nights Radio. We figure out why Armos walk like that. Also, that's a very good way to play hacky sack too. Armos are really good at that. So, Babalu, what is?
That's it, man. And then the Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan.
She's Armenian.
McLachlan, yeah.
Anything that ends with an IAN is Armenian, like Presbyterian.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's they're Armenian.
Mary,
too.
what's the most Armos thing you've done?
I mean,
Today.
Yeah. That you're okay. We don't want to say like
that it's not illegal?
yeah, that isn't illegal. That you could say that the statute of limitations are either up or you could talk about it.
Giving my mom my social security number. That was pretty Armo of me.
That takes the cake, I think, for the most Armos thing that anyone's done in this room.
And the Armos thing that I own is the little boxing gloves with the red, blue, and orange on it. I think.
Nice.
Or actually, no, I have like a bunch of art from Armenia, actually, because I have people that live there and they send me stuff.
Does everybody have a painting of Mount Ararat in their house?
Fuck yeah. I have the painting and I have pyramids because my grandparents are Egyptian
because
Armenian.
he still lives with your uncle. That's why you have it.
And
any Armenian kid who moves out doesn't have shit that's from Armenia on their wall.
Yeah, right. Like Armenian kids move out.
I said if they move out.
That's a big ass.
I still live with my grandparents, so.
I don't know why he's talking over here living in Americana, the most Armo man ever.
In America.
Like, I think Moses is the only one that doesn't live with a family member.
I don't.
He's got pictures of penises on his wall.
That's why you live way the fuck over here. You don't want to have any other family members.
Nope. Yeah, no.
You're like, you guys can all stay in Carmel. I'm gonna just go ahead and live over here.
Actually, they're fine. It's the ones that live in LA that.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
Out of 1 to 100, how many? How Armenian do you guys actually feel you are?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a very good question.
I can answer that.
Go ahead.
I think honestly, some days I feel in the 20s, in the 20%, in the 30%. When I'm at work, I feel like I'm in like
That's
the 70,
fucking low.
80%. No,
70, 80%.
because most of my interactions away from either work or you guys or, my grandparents or my mom are with Otars or with, or we live in America. So that's what I mean. Like, I don't feel,
America.
I don't like 100% Armenian. That's probably why the guy has the tattoo, because he wants to remind himself, I'm 100% Armenian all the time. But I think it varies. Honestly, for me, it varies. I'm just being honest. Some days I don't feel too Armenian. Some days I feel like totally Armo. Some days I feel like an Armenian American.
What does that even mean?
I know, but you can kind of quantify it in your head of what that actually means.
I feel like I'm
about
the
you,
most. Whenever I'm feeling like spontaneously racist, that's when I feel Armenian the most.
Towards other Armenians or towards
towards others.
Non-Armenians.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
What about you?
When you become
Mary? How about you,
judgmental
Mary?
and critical?
How many percent do you feel you're Armenian?
I mean, I have to say 100.
You have to say 100? How do you feel?
100. Homie, I'm the funny Armenian girl. I'm 100.
It's in her name.
It's in my name.
She can't not be Armenian.
I love how she's saying that as she's speaking like she's not Armenian.
How about you, Mikey?
So basically, you feel 100%.
How about
Sure,
you?
why not?
How about you, Mikey?
1000%, bro.
There are days where I feel I'm negative 30, and then there are days like when it does come to a time where we have to argue or like a situation, probably like positive 120.
Yeah.
So it fluctuates, but I won't sit there and think about Armenia every day. I'm not gonna do that.
No,
that's not what we do. Because there are people who do that every single second. Like you see these Armo guys walk around with their wives every fucking second. It's about him and his race and his country. Yeah. And if somebody says shit around her, then he goes ape shit.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
they
ridiculous.
Go to protect.
And that's not. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's not a preservation of culture.
That's just being a dumb fuck.
Exactly.
Right. There is
stuck in a tracksuit.
There's definitely racism, and I'll tell you guys the story, and then we're going to move on to our part of the section of the show where we're going to read our comments, and we're going to start with Moses first, so you guys can get yourself ready. There's definitely a lot of racism that I see prevalent with Armenians, especially with Armenians hating Jewish people. My dad personally, as Jew, he did not like Jews at all. And here's the funniest thing: when he passed away, when we buried him in at Forest Lawn, the one section that he's in, all Jews. He's all surrounded by all Jews.
That's what he gets.
Exactly, that's what he gets.
That's what he gets.
So he's surrounded by Steins and Bergs and everything like that.
I don't think our people are racist at all. I think our people hate certain things because they don't have it.
Right.
But like they hate black people because they know they have bigger dicks and they want to fuck their daughters. I think that's basically it. Because let me tell you something. I have a lot of
depends on who you ask.
I got a lot of families, like older moms and dads, like my dad's friends. They've all growing up. They're saying they were telling their daughters, "Don't ever marry a black guy. I'll kill you." They've married black guys and they have beautiful kids and now they're perfect. So they say a lot of shit they don't fucking mean.
Yeah, that's true. They just say things just to say it. So
I know you guys can't see it, but the whole time that he was saying that, his arm was out in a very saluting Hitler type way.
But Moses, I have to remind you, this is radio and people can't see that.
That's why.
So read us your comments.
This is the portion of the show where we're going to go around the room and we all have picked our favorite YouTube comments. From YouTube. We're not actually going to say the person's name.
Unless you're Mary.
Unless you're Mary. But we're going to go ahead and if you guys want, you guys can go ahead and respond to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start over on my left to Moses. Then we're going to go around the room to Mikey. And then we're going to end with Armin Baba Salukin. So Moses, the conch is yours.
All right. I got a couple here that are great. The divorce one that we did, one of my favorites was "Me no laugh, but very thoughtful. #truth."
You're a fucking idiot.
Did he put me no laugh? Oh my god.
He put "me no laugh, but very thoughtful. #truth."
But very thoughtful, like
that
we all
part
sat
throws
there.
me
What
off.
the fuck does that mean?
Thoughtful.
Or speak.
Thoughtful.
I mean, what part of it was thoughtful and true? The microscopic penis part? I don't know which part he's referring to.
The eating
What's
part.
the next one that you have?
This one. Oh gosh, this one's just fun because like the person's name is Alicia. Mm-hmm. I'm Alicia, and her comment is "Yum nazuk."
What? I'm a
Because they're
nazuk.
eating the nazuks in the video.
Oh, it said yum nazuk.
Yum nazuk.
So she just wanted to let the rest of the world know that she really wanted a nazuk at that moment. Of watching it.
Yep.
She felt so compelled about the nazuk that she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna put it. Yum nazuk.
All right, now this
You guys
one.
are assholes.
It's true.
She's supporting us and liking it. You guys are still.
No, I mean it was just.
We said
funny.
funny.
It was just funny. I don't mean she's being,
Go on.
All right, so the next one's from the car accident sketch. The Armenians get into a car accident sketch. I like this because towards the end you'll notice he starts plugging his own business, which I find extremely.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah, it's good. Whoever made this video is a loser. He probably will do exactly like what happened in the video, but not all Armenians are like that. I am in the body shop business and should see the.
He's the worst. He's the worst in the kind.
He's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, we need to get him on this fucking station.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And then he goes on to say things that are nonsensical.
Like what? Read it. Say it.
I am in the body shop business and you should see the verity of the people that come through like you threw a ball the door and won't get money from insurance companies. It's sickening, but it's out there.
That's the
entire comment.
Mikey, what do we got?
I got one. One guy just wrote. I think it's on the, it's on the accident one at the bottom. Mortets. that basically just means
Murdered.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like that because there's a lot of ease in it. Morte. It's like this constant stabbing and like death. And the guy's just having a blast. This other one, it's not the comedy. I know the difference between comedy and mocking people in a very negative and demeaning ways. If it is a comedy, why don't these reporters behave like monkeys? Jackass. This is, I'm not going to say who wrote this, but I'm going to say it. It's Kavor Pedros.
Oh, yeah. That guy comments on all our shit.
And then my last one is, let's see which one is it. I kez himarutun vor amen meka ira erazans apushi tera chedeni ira chilini.
Okay, repeat that in regular Armenian, not broke.
I kez himarutun vor amen meka ira erazans apushi tera chedeni chilini.
So we're dreamt of stupid people.
Basically.
We're dreaming ourselves to be stupid.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Very deep.
I can't consider that a compliment.
He basically just said, if anyone had dreams, I guess.
Normally, I
stupid
blow
shit
puff
like-
smoke out. When I look at comedy, I don't blow puff smoke out. So, good job, girl.
Large girl.
Large girl. You fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself for saying that. That's just what I have to say.
Armin?
Somebody here loves Mary's comment on the court.
What?
They wrote, I feel him. I feed him all the time. I say, come eat these, come eat these. He no eat these.
And by the way, we're talking about our YouTube videos that are on our Armenian Nights comedy channel on YouTube. Armin Babasulu can go ahead and
Yeah, I'm
what's
doing
your
the
favorite comment?
the neck job, the Armenian neck job one.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
This one's awesome. God, she's like, I think this is harassment toward Armenian culture.
Harassment.
Culture, Armenian culture. And that whatever officer or actor needs to watch his mouth or wash it perhaps. And this is all in capital, you know? And it's funny. It's just funny.
She's speaking on the line that he goes, fucking Armenians?
Yeah.
That's what she's
You need
speaking
to
on?
watch your mouth. You better wash their mouth.
Like,
this is I'm
real.
Armenian.
It's not real. She
I
doesn't
can't
get
hear
it.
I'm
She
from
doesn't
Moldova.
get
They don't understand.
I can't hear
Why
this.
how did you have camera in police car?
It wasn't a real cop.
How did you know he was going to say that line? Perfect timing on your part. Fucking idiot.
Ridiculous.
And then this is the awesome part. We had someone defend us.
Okay.
Tigran.
Oh.
He came to
Tigran's
our,
the shit.
he came and
Shout
has
out
our
to
back.
Tigran.
Yeah.
Համացայն եմ, որ այդքան լավ վիդեո չի, բայց մի քիչ հանգստացի։ I lost it. You told me to do this research.
Yeah.
I spent like 2 years. Okay, so the translation is, it's like, I understand, maybe the video's not that good, but calm down.
Yeah.
Just
Relax.
relax, bro.
Relax, bro.
I just, man, thank you for giving me this assignment. It literally was like a good 5 hours of me just laughing.
Dude, because since I'm signed in to, it's connected to my Gmail, every 2 minutes I keep getting updates of the actual thing. So I like to click on it and read it so I get to see exactly what's happening and when it's going on. And my personal favorite name on there, and I've got to give a shout out to this guy. The guy's name is Robbie's X.
Yes.
He sounds like he was in native tongue, like back in the 90s. I'm Robbie's X. Like
He's got the leather medallion.
Yeah, he's got the leather medallion. It says Robbie's X. Yo, and he's got a fade and everything like that.
DJing a gay club.
All right, guys, you know what? That's been 1 hour. And we've just gotten through our very first podcast. And I want to thank everybody for coming through. Every single month, we're going to have stuff like this. And go ahead, Mary, you want to go ahead and say something?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Nazo Bravo, who let us use his Armenian American anthem for our opening music. I just wanted to give a quick shout out before we end the show.
And I didn't get to answer the question. I am 1,000,000% Armenian.
1,000,000%. That's awesome. And every single month, we're going to have 2 shows a month. We're also going to be having one-on-one interviews with each one of our members so you guys can get to know everybody. We're also going to be doing interviews with Armenian comedians, Armenian artists, different Armenian people so everybody can find out who we are. Please download this, share this. It's free. You could do whatever you want. Please help us spread the word. Armenian Nights Radio, thank you very much for tuning in.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to take it out with Nazo Bravo and Armenian American.
Yeah.
This is a good song.
It is a good song.
Roll out the carpet.
I've seen him live.
Bring out the bottles.
I like Put It in Reverse. That's good one
Nozzle
too.
I
Bravo.
bet
You know I do.
I don't think we'll heard that.
Coming from LA, baby.
And more
we call it
impressive, it
Los.
takes it out.
I mean, he got E40 on that Put It in Reverse.
He did?
shit, he did.
It's good.
Coming from LA, baby, we call it low summer. Armenian, American. My people rolled up in a caravan. Benz is parked out front, raising armies over here, baby girl, give me a son. One time for my brothers in the game, do the damn thing, man, taking names, making money by the ton. I'ma do the same, baby, swear to put it down to the fullest, long as I got breath up in my lungs. And I like to make a toast, this one is for my folks, y'all doing the most. She trying to get close, honey, don't overdose. Coming from LA, baby, we call it Los. Yo, girls just wanna have fun. Yo, she love my features, ask me where I'm from, I'm Armenian, American. My people rolled up in a caravan. Bentley sitting by the cheap class. With the tinted glass, get your knee pads. Now California love like it's 95. But understand the future's mighty high. Coming from LA, baby, we call it low summer. Armenian, American. My people rolled up in a caravan.